is the goodwill, Mheshimiwa Nyoro, as elected members of parliament, putting aside your political differences, from NASA, from Jubilee, taking a look at the Star newspaper this morning, former CJ Mutunga opens up on 2013 and 2017 Supreme rulings, and he accuses political factions of only thinking justice is done when it is in their favor. Again, where is the political goodwill as elected members of parliament to ensure the country is in peace, the elections go on smoothly, whichever date they are set by IEBC?
Yeah, I am sure and certain the Chief Justice, the former Chief Justice, never meant any political formations. It is just about the NASA presidential candidate. That
cannot
IEBC,
be sure of that.
That read.
I mean, in 2013, the opposition did dispute the decision. In 2017, it is the Jubilee party that is disputing this decision.
Mutunga was the Chief Justice in 2013, not in 2017. And I believe he's reminiscing his era or during the time he was the CJ. And when you talk about even IEBC delivering a credible poll about Supreme Court offering justice, it is always about Raila Odinga. Has his emotions been served? So it's not about political formations. But in terms of goodwill, I can say where we sit as Jubilee. From the time we were sworn in, we have always gone to Parliament together because we have so much to do as a country, even as we head towards the rematch. And we are calling upon our people, our competitors. This is not the time to be inflammatory as we saw Mudama. This is not the time to incite the Kenyan people. The only time any political formation have is to go out there and convince the electorate why they should be considered on 17. That is what we've been doing as Jubilee. We have been traversing the whole country, talking to Kenyans. We have mapped our swing areas. That is where we are going and concentrating on, because we believe on 17th, it will not be a measure of how many press conferences you have called at Capitol Hill. It will not be about how many pronouncements you've made against IEBC or any other independent body. It will be about how many votes. And you're out there doing exactly that.
All right.
And we are asking them. And it's good they come and tell Kenyans in broad daylight, after 17th, what is their game plan?
No,
because they seem determined not to accept the results if they don't favor them. So it's high time Raila Odinga comes out, especially sign an affidavit that he will accept the will of the Kenyan people, because we are tired of this circus, we are tired of this disorganization, and we are tired of this disorder that is in our country, almost precipitating an anarchy.
All right, now putting the political parties aside, two independent bodies are on the center of this. That is the IEBC and the judiciary. And despite the purported attacks on the judiciary, Chief Justice David Maraga has remained adamant that he will not lean to any political party. He will maintain his independence as a Chief Justice. Now, the full verdict of the Supreme Court is likely to be given in about 5 days or so, on the 21st. On page 4 and 5 of the Star here, anxiety hits IEBC ahead of Supreme Court full verdict. Some staff fear revelations, and some have already hired lawyers fearing that they may be implicated in the full verdict of the Supreme Court. Now, this is a ruling that may likely interfere with the dates that have already been set by the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission. Will Jubilee accept that?
We cannot accept anything before we see it. We are waiting to see all the contents of the verdict and the judgment by the Supreme Court. And thereafter, I'm sure, we will give our collective voice as Jubilee Party.
Right.
But I want to say that Maraga is not basing his that on facts. Because there is no better way of judging the future but by the past. And judging by the past, he hit below the belt. He came out and gave a very heavy judgment around the elections. And of course, telling IEBC or ordering IEBC to conduct elections, a fresh one, within 60 days, and yet taking his sweet time of so many days to give out the exact details of the verdict. IEBC is supposed to make amends. If they did any wrong, they are supposed to be pointed at so that they can at least do something about it.
Right.
And therefore, for the Supreme Court to take all that time, That is why, as in Jubilee at some point, we are seeing these two entities as allies, because IEBC should be facilitated to do these elections. And one way of facilitating IEBC to conduct an election that will be balanced, that will be acceptable, was, of course, to pinpoint which areas they need to improve.
Right.
Giving them those improvement areas too late in the day, we believe, is a way of sabotaging IEBC, and it is high time that Maraga should never postpone that date of giving the full verdict, because you are awaiting, first as Jubilee, to see why our victory was snatched away from us, but number two, we need to build capacity around IEBC. They cannot build that capacity if they do not know where mistakes came from, so that they can make amends and move forward stronger.
All right, finally.